for we could not have made it without the wisdom and strength that he bestowed.
Valedictorian, Ms. Chelsea Ricketts, Bachelor of Science in Psychology with a minor in Gender and Development Studies with first-class honors, and she will deliver the valedictory address. Ms. Ricketts.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Pro-Vice-Chancellors and Principals, members of the Cabinet, Custos of St. Andrew, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the academic staff, distinguished alumni, parents, friends, and fellow graduates, good morning. It is with great honor and humility that I stand before you, representing the graduating class of 2016 to deliver this valediction. Congratulations, fellow graduates. You are accepted into the University of the West Indies. You followed the instructions on your acceptance letter and read for your degree, and now you're here to celebrate a success that once seemed as distant as the blue mountains that stand around us. Today is ours. We have earned the right, and let me emphasize earned, because this degree was not handed to us. We had to seize upon with both hands through hard work. As Christopher Reeve posited, so many of our dreams first seem impossible, then they seem improbable, and when we summon the will, they soon become inevitable. Many of us can attest to these fine words, as it was a bumpy journey, filled with uncertainty and anxiety that inevitably led us here today. Look at we now. Chancellor, that's the song. Look at us now. All decked out in our graduation gowns, reflecting on our undergraduate journey and preparing to take a step into new arenas. Join me, if you will, in reflecting on this journey. It is September 2013, and you have entered the gates of the University of the West Indies. Nervous, wondering how you would ever figure out all of the buildings, and wishing you could find the people from your high school. Orientation was our first means of acculturating into the UWI lifestyle. Activities were geared toward fun and relaxation, but most of all, toward preparing us for the rigor of the years to come. It was during orientation that our first bonds were made, even if you did find the people from your high school, even if it was with friends, roommates, classmates, or flatmates. Then suddenly, orientation week concluded. You were struck with the harsh reality that this would be no easy feat. Welcome to the big leagues. This was the journey toward the rest of our lives. In first year, we made the mistakes. In second year, those mistakes became our lessons. And in third year, those lessons gave us wisdom to find balance, refocus, and pick up the pace to get those GPAs up to good standing, especially after the revision of the marking scheme. It took a great deal of perseverance to get through the rigor of the registration process. Those 3-hour lectures, especially the ones in the night when sugar, bun, and cheese were your only hope. Right, Kyle? To complete the assignments, presentations, and group work that always seemed to be due in the same week, while also maintaining co-curricular activities and a social life. There were many sacrifices, sleep being the first among them. And as the semester wore on and exams drew near, we all had those friends and classmates who we could count on to toil with us, whether at day or at night. Whether it was the heavy gym weight like books of conveyance and tort, or equations and figures, essays and ideas. To the friends who lent a listening ear while we vented, who allowed us to copy their notes if we were absent from class, and let us use their printer for printing emergencies, and boy, there were many of those. Just in case we didn't tell you before today, Thank you for being our study companions, our confidants, and our bona fide printing press. The drive that kept us toiling evolved from a greater desire. The desire to make ourselves, our parents, children, spouses, and loved ones proud. This degree is our return on your investment of love, money, and sacrifice. Words are powerless in expressing our gratitude, but to you we say thank you for being the source of encouragement that kept us going, for your patience, and for forgiving us when we missed important moments in pursuit of this very day. To our lecturers, those we feared and those we revered, thank you, for the knowledge you imparted will last a lifetime. Most importantly, we thank God, for we could not have made it without the wisdom and strength that He bestowed. The university was also a place for recreation and indulgence. We could roll out and rave with the Chancellorites, wet fete with the Taylorites, and masquerade with the Prestonites. The Western campus hosted Inception, Irving, Hard Wine, Towers, Full Moon, and the campus received blessings from the Seekalites, who hosted their gospel concerts. We tried to complete our assignments before the most anticipated event of the year, the UWI Carnival. This was always an adventure for me and the other students at the Western Jamaica campus who journeyed to Kingston to partake in the weekend of festivities with their fellow Pelicans at Mona. This was the experience of a lifetime, the pure mixing of Caribbean delight in all of its fine glory. This is our university, the university of which we will soon be counted as alumni. This university has endeavored to produce skilled, motivated graduates through a holistic learning experience that produces leadership to change our countries, region, and the world. We formed our own student government, integrated on a Thursday night, feted on the ring road, and worshipped at the chapel. It was impossible to leave the UWI the same way you came. The Western Jamaica campus blazed its own torch, cementing itself as a fearless sibling determined to catch up to its elder. Now, we unapologetically boast of the finished work we each represent, molded to guide, lead, and transform the world that we inhabit. Now we depart from these lecture theaters, dorm rooms, and well-manicured lawns. And as we leave, let us take with us the principles of the university. Let the light from the west shine on every path that you travel. Today is ours, and tomorrow is too. I do not offer any illusion that the world that awaits is kind and fair, but we have been fitted with the armor to battle. When we exchange these gowns for suits, it will be to change the world, to blow up glass ceilings, and to leave the door open for someone else. That is the UWI way. We shine, and then we leave the light so someone else can follow in that path. As we embark on the next phase of this journey, let us take with us the words of Henry Thoreau. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined. Graduating class of 2016, this world is ours, but it will not be handed to us. We must have the resolve to make it a better place by each of us doing our part. Go confidently, go passionately, go hesitantly, go quickly, but in whatever way we go, let us go. Thank you.
Me never come off any high table. Me trust the Lord and me learn how to pray. And me work hard as me is able. And just do good to me neighbor each day. Me start out life with little buying and selling. It grew so fast, oh Lord, it couldn't stop. And from that small and humble beginning, I moved right up to own me own shop. One thing lead to another, so when faith and courage is gone, me just look over my shoulder, see where me coming from, and I find the strength to press on. The shop it stretch and take in the post office, and the shopkeeper turned postmaster me dear. And very soon I became the choir master. I lead the choir singing loud and clear. I soon was lending money like a banker to even those who don't call me them friend. But I just thank God and pray He's my Savior. Oh, bless me that I have the money to lend. One thing lead to another, so when faith and courage is gone, me just look over my shoulder, see where me coming from, and I find the strength to press on. So all the blessings that reach me, I share them. The shop back turned into one big Jamal class. So from shopkeeper, postmaster, and banker, I am big teacher, I'm moving up fast. Believe me, one thing lead to another, and it is plain for you to see. For I am very, very proud to tell you that last week I was made a JP. One thing lead to another, so when faith and courage is gone, me just look over my shoulder, see where me coming from, and I find the strength to press on. So I am happy, I am never complaining. For when life open up before me a door, I just thank God as I try to pass through it. But that don't lead me to many more. So day by day me this spread out and prosper right here on this very spot. And I just thank God for His guidance, and I thank Him for all that I got. One thing lead to another, so when faith and courage is gone, me just look over me shoulder, see where me coming from, and I find the strength to press on. One thing lead to another, so when faith and courage is gone, me just look over me shoulder, see where me coming from, and I find the strength to press on.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin our graduation ceremony, I would like to remind you of a few important matters. Could you please turn off all cellular telephones now? Please remember that the university provides an official photographer who will take photographs while the graduates are receiving their certificates. No unauthorized person will be allowed to access the presentation area during this ceremony. The university shares in your pride at this graduation, but we appeal for restraint when the names are called so that all graduates may be able to hear their names clearly. Graduates and their guests are expected to remain for the duration of the ceremony. Please keep the aisles clear at all times. Emergency medical service is available at the front, at the undercroft, and at the rear of the tent. As you will have observed, exit signs are clearly marked. You are asked to note the location of the one nearest to you. In case of emergency, the ushers will guide you to the nearest assembly point. At the end of this ceremony, we ask families and friends to remain seated until the graduate procession has exited the tent. The area will be needed to be immediately prepared for our evening graduation ceremony. We are therefore appealing to graduates, families, and friends to assist us by leaving the tent as quickly as possible. You are welcomed to celebrate outside. We wish you an enjoyable ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem.
Eternal Father, bless our land. Guard us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours.
Remain standing for the Chancellor's procession.
please be seated. Vice-Chancellor Sir Hilary Beckles, Leader of the Opposition Dr. Peter Phillips, former Prime Minister, the Most Honourable Dr. Portia Simpson Miller, Chancellor Emeritus of the UWI, Sir George Alleyne and Lady Alleyne, Pro-Vice-Chancellors and Principals, Honorary Graduate Professor Emeritus Edward Greene and Mrs. Greene, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Mr. Philip Paulwell, Commissioner of Police, Mr. George Qualo, Professor Compton Bourne and Mrs. Bourne, former principal of the St. Augustine campus, Campus Registrar, representing the St. Augustine campus, Mr. Richard Saunders, members of the academic and senior administrative staff, distinguished alumni, parents and friends, members of the graduating class. Good morning and welcome to your graduation ceremony. This is the first time that I am attending a graduation ceremony at Mona, which is the mother campus of this university. I have probably visited Jamaica more than any other country, and I consider it my second home. This is a place of confidence, of a vibrant and proud character. And Mona echoes the spirit of forward ever, a backward never. Even when things have been tough and enrollment figures have fallen, Jamaicans have always put education first. Mona has the highest enrollment in the entire university. For the past 5 years, Mona has graduated over 3,000 students every year. This year, 3,356 of you are joining the ranks of the UWI graduates. You will find fellow graduates of the University of the West Indies in every walk of life, in Jamaica and in every island of the West Indies, and many in places of influence throughout the world. Approach them with the confidence that as fellow alumni, they will welcome you and assist you in any way they can. You are now part of the UWI family. Use it to your advantage. It is a time to celebrate. As this phase of your life comes to a close, so does another begin. You are now about to set off on the greatest of adventures. You will only be limited by your imagination. I advise you to dream big and aim high. The only regrets that you are likely to have in life are not the things you did, but the things that you wanted to do and never did. You are now independent. You have the tools to make your way in the world. You have completed this phase of your formal education and will soon have that piece of paper for which you have toiled so hard. The piece of paper in itself is of little consequence. What is of immense value is the education which you have attained from attending university. The ability to think critically, to learn, to reason, is a far greater asset than any material possession. It is something that can never be lost or taken from you. It should be the foundation on which you build your life. Do not allow anyone to tell you that you cannot achieve your ambition or to discourage you from pursuing your dreams. Walk away from that advice. Believe in yourself. Go follow your dreams. There will be obstacles in your life, but you will overcome them. A fine example is Senator Floyd Morris, who is being confirmed a PhD from the Faculty of Social Sciences this morning. He is one of 8 visually impaired graduands who will be receiving their diplomas today, their degrees today. He did not sit his high school exams because his sight had failed. He was miserable. In his words, most of my friends had moved on. I was all alone at home in Bailey's Vale, wondering what would be my future. I realized that if I stayed at home for the remainder of my life, poverty and sickness would set in. Uprooting himself from his home, he sought help. He moved to Kingston. Poor and determined, he overcame the obstacle. He is an inspiration to us all. You must become assured of yourself and not be afraid of change. The world is changing before our eyes. This makes it an exciting place, full of possibilities, a place where you can make your dreams come true. Technology is shrinking the world and allowing individuals to think and act globally. Data allows us to find small groups of customers who we can serve, or like-minded people who we can work with scattered across the world. To be successful, you should be curious, to communicate well, and to be a team player. Curiosity is probably the most important trait in building a career. You must turn every stone looking for information and opportunity. Every person you meet, whether it be a niggler or a professor, has lessons to teach you. Approach every encounter with an open mind and as a learning experience. As the world changes, you become more connected. You will need to be able to communicate more easily with people from different cultures and backgrounds. You must work on developing this skill. The complexity of this new digital world opens up many previously unavailable opportunities. It requires you to work in teams if you're going to succeed. This is another learned skill that you will need to acquire and develop. You should search out people with this skill and learn from them. As an educated West Indian, you hold a responsibility to your community to provide assistance to those who have been less fortunate. And I encourage you, each of you, to mentor a young person who, without your help, will fail. That way, you will make our communities stronger and our societies better. As the poet has said, the greatness of a person is not in how much wealth they acquire, but in their integrity and their ability to affect those around them positively. Your graduation is a time to rejoice, to celebrate your success with your family and friends. It represents a crossroad in your life and the lives of your parents, your guardians, and all of those who helped you to get to this point. Those who supported you on this journey have much to be proud of today. This is as much their success as it is yours. Never underestimate the huge contribution that your family and your friends make to your success. We should reflect for a moment on the damage that was done to our sister islands as a consequence of the hurricanes Irma and Maria. It reminds us how susceptible we are to climate change and natural disasters. On this campus, the combined heat and power plant will reduce energy cost, and more importantly, greenhouse gas emissions by 16%. The Mona well means that the campus can control its own water supply, a huge improvement for which your principal, Professor MacDonald, and his team must be given credit. These are steps in the right direction, but we must, each of us, do what is within our power to reduce our carbon footprint in order to protect our islands from climate change. Do not fall into the trap of believing that as an individual you cannot make a difference. You are inheriting the problems and the blessings of your country. We did not educate you to maintain the status quo, but to light a fire in your heart so that you will do a better job than my generation ever did. The responsibility is now yours to shoulder. Today, as a graduate of this university, you're a proud West Indian. Be prepared to give to your community, your country, and your region. You have the power, the ability, and the opportunity to build the country of your dreams. I will close by wishing you happiness and success in whatever path you choose to follow. And remember, we lickle but we talawa. I will now read the official preamble to start the graduation ceremony. We are met today in order that we may mark by a formal ceremony the entry of certain of our members into the company of graduates and the academic achievement of others. As a university, we are an academic society of undergraduates, bachelors, masters, and doctors, and we follow the academic tradition in the pursuit of knowledge and the encouragement of learning, purposes which are laid down in the preamble to the Royal Charter, by which we have been granted the power needful for the prosecution of our affairs. In pursuing these aims, our members advance from time to time to a higher standing in the academic community. And it is proper that as a body, we should celebrate their achievement. It is marked by the granting of a degree or diploma or license or certificate, and we rejoice with our graduates on their advancement.
Chancellor, I now ask the public orator, Dr. Michael Buckner, to present Professor Emeritus John Edward Greene, whom the Senate and the Council of the University have been pleased to recommend for the award of the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Chancellor, I present to you one who is of Shakespearean vintage, a man who has had all the world as his stage, on which in his time he has played many parts. I speak of none other than the consummate Caribbean professional, most recently the UN Secretary General Special Envoy on HIV in the Caribbean, a bona fide social justice advocate, Professor Emeritus John Edward Greene. Hailing from the land of Soca, Chancellor, you will no doubt be especially pleased on this occasion to know that the eminent professor is a self-proclaimed lover of a fete. Even though he might not admit to a liberated waistline, he can claim pan-championship for the Pelican Steel Orchestra in Guyana. Between his passionate playing of steel pans and his lusty singing on the Anglican church choir, he has played other roles as an academic, policy analyst, management specialist, administrative scientist, social justice advocate, and international negotiator, a lifetime of distinguished service throughout the Caribbean and the world. The first act of his early life was marked by cross-Caribbean travel and familial tragedy. Though born in Guyana to Ernest and Stella Greene, he was to leave his native land by age 2, as his family moved to Aruba, where his father joined the administrative staff of the Lager Oil Company. There, his father rubbed shoulders with the likes of Eric Gairy, and young Eddie Greene himself sat in classes with Maurice Bishop. Both Grenadian men were to become Prime Minister of their country. Such serendipitous happenings, Chancellor, could only signal that Greene himself, in that Aruban ferment, was destined for leadership in the region. But tragedy struck when his father passed away. And at age 11, he and his family relocated to Guyana. The fortitude of his mother in those times has been a family fortune passed down for future generations. Professor Greene and his siblings were reminded by their mother that, quote, along the way you may stumble or even fall, but the prize is won by those who can get up, dust off, and go past the finish line. This is the stuff that Caribbean resilience is made of, and it is a lesson for all of us, especially in this moment of hurricane devastation in the region. Not surprisingly, with such a philosophy of life, young Greene excelled at school. Though he had to go through a transitionary period after departing the Dutch educational system in Aruba, and beginning in the British program in Guyana, he aced his common entrance examination and won a scholarship to Tutorial High School. There he shone not only in academics, but in sports. He played, and listen now, and represented his school in cricket, soccer, table tennis, athletics, volleyball, while being debate captain and learning to play the steel pan. Amid all these multifarious activities, he still continued to achieve great academic results and completed his A-levels with distinctions in mathematics, economics, and economic history while working as a teacher. With encouragement from teachers, friends, and family, he embarked on studies in economics that led to an enviable academic record. After completing his BA in economics at the University of London, his master's in political economy at McMaster University, and his PhD in international relations and political science at the University of British Columbia, he joined the staff at the UWI, and during his illustrious tenure, published over 50 articles and 10 books. When he exited the academic stage, he had been University Director of the Institute of Social and Economic Research, Professorial Fellow of ISA, and Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Development and Alumni Relations. Chancellor, in desiring to expand his range and pitch, the singing professor mounted another stage of service. Beyond Jamaica, Barbados, and Trinidad, he now had the whole realm of Latin America to salsa a new dance of duty. The Pan American Health Organization was to benefit from his years of research, teaching, and policy implementation when he became a consultant and advisor on public policy and health. In this role, he was a typical UWI mass man who used his expertise and training for the next 6 years to champion equity in health and healthcare by coordinating health reform programs in Latin America and the Caribbean. Still, there were other acts to come. His public health PAHO experience laid a platform for his new role at CARICOM as the Assistant Secretary General in the Secretariat. There he led several CARICOM missions and limbo danced through regional and international negotiations on a range of issues, including HIV/AIDS, climate change, crime and security, drug demand reduction, and youth development. By the time the curtain was drawn on his CARICOM debut, he had established, negotiated, and coordinated the CARICOM Pan-Caribbean Partnership Against HIV/AIDS PANCAP and the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARFA, leaving behind institutional legacies for others to build on. Yet, Chancellor, Eddie Greene could not be contained in the region, and his most recent professional contribution was on the international stage as UN Secretary General, Special Envoy for HIV in the Caribbean. And in this role, he pioneered the Caribbean Justice for All roadmap and passionately promoted the Caribbean First to Zero campaign on HIV transmission. What energy, what dedication, what service. Chancellor, he has already been recognized with several awards over his distinguished career. The Caribbean American Heritage Award for Outstanding Public Service, the Caribbean Studies Association Award for Distinguished Service, the Sir Philip Sherlock Award for Health and Development in the region, the PAHO World Health Organization's Distinguished Award for Health and Development, the CARICOM Ambassador's Lifetime Youth Award, the Suriname National Award, Grand Officer in the Order of the Yellow Star, and the Guyana National Award in the Order of Golden Arrow Achievement. Notwithstanding all these awards, Chancellor, let us lead a road march in celebration of this steel pan player and fete aficionado, once altar boy, soloist and chorister, educator, public servant, UN envoy, this Renaissance man, Professor Emeritus John Edward Greene, and by the authority vested in you by the Council and Senate of the University of the West Indies, confer on him the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
By the authority vested in me by the Senate and Council of the University of the West Indies, I now confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa of the University of the West Indies. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I now invite Professor Emeritus John Edward Greene to address the company.
A UWI graduate at last. Mr. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the Council, I thank you most wholeheartedly for this honor that you have bestowed on me. It is one which I share with my colleagues with whom I worked at the University of the West Indies, the Pan American Health Organization, the CARICOM Secretariat, the Pan-Caribbean Partnership Against HIV/AIDS, PANCAP, the UN system, UNAIDS in particular, and with a multitude of stakeholders in the field on whose shoulders I stand today. Fellow graduates, I celebrate this day with you. I congratulate you for your achievements. In turn, I ask you to join me in giving thanks to parents, guardians, spouses, partners, relatives, friends, teachers, the UWI administration and staff, fellow students, the governments, our communities, and so many others who nurtured and supported us on this journey towards this joyous day. Please, I ask you to stand and join me in showing them our appreciation. And now I have the evidence and can tweet massive hashtag receive standing ovation for my graduation address at UWI. I agonized about what I could meaningfully say to a class of graduating social scientists and lawyers. After much thought, I borrowed from PANCAP the slogan, Champions for Change. I came to this charge recognizing that as you move on in your professions and in the world, your grades, no matter how spectacular, will become irrelevant. You will be confronted with more important questions such as, are you a hard worker? Are you a problem solver? Are you committed? Are you a good leader? Especially in the world that is continuously convulsed and transformed by technological innovations. You will have to reinvent yourselves again and again. No easy task, as some of us would attest. It would require the fortitude to overcome our innate resistance to change. Alan Deutschman, in his book, Change and Die, illustrates this powerful aversion to change. He writes that 50% of people do not survive a heart attack. But of those who do and meet their respective doctors to discuss regimens, only 1 in 9 will actually change lifestyles to improve health. Remember, this is after they survived a heart attack. The resistance to change is firmly entrenched in the historical narrative and the institutional culture. We've always done it this way. At the same time, change for the sake of change, and change couched in shadows and a lack of transparency can be detrimental. Change requires much more than righteous anger. It requires a program and an organization. It requires hard work, which is a prison sentence only if it does not have meaning. But once it does, it leads to the kind of results that, like today, make you jump for joy and dance a jig. So, what are champions for change? Who are champions for change? Ideally, those who create opportunities for people, communities, organizations, and institutions to grow. Those who inspire galaxies of greatness, so to speak, for generations to come. Those who think that the sky is not the limit, but only the beginning of the liftoff. One recent illustration of lifting off is the 2017 announcement that the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences was awarded to University of Chicago professor Richard Thaler, who turned the economics of rational choices on its head. He pioneered behavioral economics that combined the disciplines of economics, psychology, and sociology. It also helped to demonstrate how human reasoning diverges from the perfectly rational, traditional economic modeling. In the extraordinarily insightful book that he co-authored with Cass Sunstein, titled Nudge: Improving Decisions About Health, Wealth, and Happiness, he clearly proves how much of public policy is about trying to change people's behavior, whether it is reducing energy consumption or promoting healthy eating. It's about understanding that human behavior is often complicated, messy, and flawed. I couldn't help but reflect on the 1980s UWI, University of Guyana Consortium Graduate School in the Social Sciences, established on this campus along almost the same principles of behavioral economics. I recall that Professor Ian Boxell, Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences, Mona, was one of the first graduates of the consortium. And I couldn't help thinking also that maybe, just maybe, if that experiment had been sustained, one of our own UWI professors, just like Thaler, could have been awarded the Nobel Prize for the development sciences. The vision of lifting off reminds me of a story of 3 taxi drivers, reminiscing on their experiences with visitors to Jamaica. The first, who had driven some German businessmen, was impressed by the economic development of that country, especially as it had been defeated by the Western Allies in the World War. The second driver expressed similar admiration for Japan, also defeated in a war, and now the 5th richest country in the world. Whereupon the third driver proposed that Jamaica would no doubt benefit by starting a war against America. But wait, in thoughtful reflection, the first driver exclaimed, "What about if we win?" The story of the Jamaica taxi drivers provides an example of thinking without the box. The idea of war against America is an illustration of the audacity of Jamaicans. But to be a champion for change, there are several other characteristics. Among them, a passion to succeed, the gumption and/or charisma to mobilize support across diversities, relentless advocacy to affect change to better the human condition, boldness and decisiveness. So, what do champions do, and what causes can this class of 2017 promote? There is a wide range of possible causes. Among them, fighting crime, alleviating poverty, creating educational opportunities, promoting several health-related causes, breast cancer, NCDs, HIV, among others. And for a start, joining the UWI Alumni Association. In the interest of time, let me just highlight two possible causes that you may wish to consider. You are graduating at a time when 4 of the 12 most indebted countries in the world are in the CARICOM region, and 4 others have debt to GDP ratios of over 50%. When some of the conditions that perpetuate the cycle of poverty, poor credit, limited fiscal space are outside the control of our governments. When what we imagine a hurricane to do has been redefined by the ravages of Harvey, Irma, and Maria. Speaking at the World Bank annual meetings in Washington, D.C. in October, St. Lucia's Prime Minister Alan Chastanet aptly captures our dilemma when he said, "The most recent disasters have brought to light the stark reality that Caribbean countries are in a war against the worst effects of climate change that we did not start and which we cannot stop." Despite multiple vulnerabilities and small size, every Caribbean country except Haiti has been graduated out of eligibility for international financing. At the same time, the 2016 UNDP Human Development Report on multidimensional progress, of which Professor Compton Bourne, former president of CDB and former principal of UWI St. Augustine, was one of the authors, clearly makes the case for placing greater emphasis on reducing human vulnerability as an essential component of human development. More recently, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit of Dominica has visioned that out of the recent devastation, Dominica and Barbuda, among others, are planning to be the first climate-resistant countries in the world. Imagine, class of 2017, being among the implementers of this hitherto unimaginable vision in which the sky is only the beginning of the liftoff. Building resilience should be part of our call beyond the 2016 Paris Declaration on Climate Change. And it should be a call for a Marshall Plan for the Caribbean advocated by some leaders. Could this also be a legitimate call for reparations now? In this regard, I always remember what a Trinidad taxi driver once told me. In very lyrical language, he said, people who think we in the Caribbean too small to be effective never went to bed with a mosquito. The second cause comes from my personal involvement. As you would have learned from the generous citation by the public orator, one of the major causes that I champion is that of ending the AIDS epidemic by 2030. It is important to say that in 2000, when I first became involved in this movement, HIV was a death sentence. Today, the phenomenal upsurge in scientific developments has led to the optimistic UNAIDS 90-90-90 targets, which project that AIDS can be ended by 2030 if we get 90% of persons with HIV knowing their status, 90% of those knowing their status on antiretroviral treatment, and 90% of those on treatment with undetectable viral loads, which means that through treatment, the virus in a person's blood is lowered to the level that both keeps them healthy and makes them uninfectious. The main message, test, treat, and defeat, can also be applied to the fight against NCDs, being promoted by the Healthy Caribbean Coalition, of which your former Chancellor, Sir George Allen, is patron. I have been fortunate over the years to have been engaged with programs involving parliamentarians, faith leaders, youth leaders, representatives of the private sector, the University of the West Indies, civil society, and people living and affected by HIV. Together, these engagements have taught me that to make an impact on human development, one has to be proximate. By proximate, I mean grounded with, understanding, and championing the plight of the marginalized, the most affected, the neediest. As a result, I can tell you, whatever championing means, whether it's access to affordable medicines as a human right, or empowering women and girls, or the inclusion of comprehensive sexual education in our schools, or the human rights of lesbian, gays, bisexuals, and transgender people. Whatever the cause, the goal must be to leave no one behind. So, what are the takeaways? What are the lessons? In his book, Outliers, The Story of Success, Malcolm Gladwell adequately describes the summary lessons. In the last chapter of his fascinating book, which focuses on Jamaica, Gladwell, of Jamaican parentage, illustrates with respect to his own genealogy how outliers and champions for change converge through the resilience of an African slave woman, his great-great-grandmother. Gladwell draws on the sociological interpretation of one of your fellow social science graduates from this university, now internationally renowned sociologist and Harvard professor, Orlando Patterson. In so doing, he charts the indomitable will and the triumph of the human spirit of his forebears, and portrays how through opportunities afforded by her being a house slave, his great-great-grandmother influenced the course of history for his family, and for which he is a most grateful beneficiary. Many of you, and certainly I have, evolved from this type of historical experience and from the sacrifice made by others so that we could succeed. We are fortunate to be among the 15 to 18% of the Caribbean population that now has achieved a university education. That percentage should be much higher and reinforces the mandate that as champions for change, we must look back, reach out, assist, inspire, and help to provide opportunities for others. What is clear to me, and I hope it is to you, that success is not a random act. It rises out of predictable and powerful set of circumstances and opportunities: birth, family, community. It requires champions for change like Gladwell's great-grandmother, his grandmother, as well as his mother and father, to bend the arc of history. Success follows a predictable course. It is not necessarily the brighter who succeed, nor is success simply the sum of decisions and efforts we make on our own behalf. Those who succeed are those who have been given the opportunity and who have had the strength and the presence of mind to seize it. Success requires partnerships, collaboration, empathy, compassion, civility, and support. What social scientists refers to as the enabling environment. So success is really building a better world to replace the patchwork of lucky breaks with relevant social protection policies, education and health systems with access for all, religions of compassion, and a cultural worldview revolving around the principles and practices of social justice and equality. It is about this time in the speech at a graduation ceremony that one of the former vice-chancellors of this university turned to me and said, "Eddie, the speaker is finished, but he doesn't know when to done." Mr. Chancellor, Mr. Vice-Chancellor, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, let me give you the assurance that Elizabeth Taylor gave to her seventh husband. I shan't keep you much longer. But permit me to appeal to the 2017 graduating class of Champions for Change to pledge its commitment to the excellence of this university, the University of the West Indies. At the same time, most of you will this day give thanks to God or Allah, Brahma, Vishnu, or Shiva, Jehovah or Jah, or will invoke the spirit of Buddha for the grace, goodness, and love bestowed. This occasion, however, brings to mind one of my favorite hymns. I don't sing in the choir, but I still sing hymns. Brother and sister, let me serve you. Particularly relevant to our collective venture of whatever fate is the stanza. We are pilgrims on the journey, fellow travelers on the road. We are here to help each other walk the mile and bear the load. Fellow social scientists, fellow members of the legal fraternity, this is a call to action. Are you ready to bear the load? Are you ready to be champions of change? Yes. Well, let we go, let we go. Thank you.
It was remiss of me at the beginning to fail to acknowledge the presence of Lady Beckles, the former principal of Mona, Professor Emerita Elsie Leo Riney, former UWI Registrar, Mrs. Bassett Sobers, the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Coelho, and former Commissioner of Police, Mr. Ellington. No disrespect meant. We will now hear from the university singers who will perform.
Thank God I made Jesus my all in all. From now on, his name I'm surely gonna call. And if I don't trust him, I'll be less than a woman, 'cause I can't even walk without you holding my hand. Can't even walk. No, I can't. Without you holding my hand. The mountain is too high, and the valley is too wide. Down on my knees, I've learned to stay. Can't even walk. Can't even. Can't even. Can't even walk. No. Without you holding my hand. The mountain is too high, and the valley is too wide. Down on my knees, I learned to stay. Can't even walk without you holding my hand. But I can't even walk. Lord, I can't even walk. Can't even walk without you holding my hand.
Chancellor, the persons whose names will be called studied in the University of the West Indies and having fulfilled the requirements of the University of the West Indies, beg leave to be presented to you and to the Senate of the University by the representatives of their respective faculties as Bachelors of Law or Bachelors of Science, or as holders of associate degrees or diplomas of the University of the West Indies. Sir, the Dean of the Faculty of Law, Dr. Leighton Jackson.
Sir, before I start, I crave your indulgence to acknowledge the class of 2017 of the Mona Law faculty. Their stellar performance and the challenge that was given to them by their teachers, where great teaching begins for each of you to excel. They met that challenge, and thus this year we, out of a cohort of 152 graduates, we had 39 first-class degrees and 55 upper second-class degrees. What we proved and what we told them constantly is that you were always the brightest coming through the school system, and it's our promise here at the University of the West Indies to continue that challenge. And that is what we did. And I would like to say, on their behalf, thanks to Dr. Jason Haynes, who is not here with us, and also to Professor Stephen Vassiani, who we have loaned elsewhere, who put themselves out to ensure that this year we have had the best results ever. Sir, my colleagues and I ask you receive as graduate members of our society these persons present who, having fulfilled the requirements of the university, have been admitted to bachelor's degrees or have been awarded diplomas of this university.
By the authority vested in me, I receive these persons whose names are about to be called, and those who are unable to attend as graduate members of our society.
Sir, for the degree of Bachelor of Laws, I present Tonique Adams. Sinyu Ade Lee.
Congratulations, Tonique. Well done.
Israel Al-Puche.
Well done.
Danielle Asfall with first-class honors. Ashley Marie Auld with first-class honors. Samuel Bailey with first-class honors. Tavia Barnes.
Congratulations, well done.
Nikolai Bedassi.
Congratulations, well done.
Chantel Bessé with first-class honors. Connolly Black.
Congratulations, well done.
Jovan Bowles.
Congratulations.
Daniel Bravo. Hoane Brown. Rochelle Brown.
Congratulations. Congratulations, well done.
Chanel Brown. Shannon Campbell. Therese Campbell with first class honors.
Congratulations, very well done.
Joy Carter.
Congratulations.
Kadeen Chatri.
Congratulations, well done.
Melissa Chin with first class honors.
Melissa, congratulations.
Raquel Chong. Russell Cooper.
Congratulations.
Afrea Cox.
Congratulations, well done.
Anna K. Coy.
Congratulations, Anna-Kate, well done.
Talia Da Costa.
Congratulations, well done.
Shaquille Douglas with first class honors.
Congratulations, Shaquille, well done, very well done indeed.
Terry Jo Downer with first class honors. Shannon Drummond. Elise Dunn.
Elise, congratulations, well done.
Jasanda Ellis.
Sandra, congratulations, well done.
Antonia Evans.
Congratulations.
Stacey Ann Farquharson. Shanae Fenton. Sasha Ferguson.
Well done. Sasha,
Candace Fletcher with first class honors.
congratulations, Candice, very well done indeed.
Delphorine Golden Jennings. Shanique Golding.
Anna Marie, congratulations.
Shanae Grant with first class honors.
Congratulations, Shanique, well done.
Laurel Bennett. Keon Green.
Congratulations.
Michaelia Green.
Miss Green, congratulations, well done.
Latoya Hall.
Miss Green, congratulations, well done.
Kimberly Hanniford with first class honors.
Sarah, congratulations, well done. Latoya, congratulations, well done.
Carla Henry.
Sarah, congratulations, well done.
Chien Henry.
Sharon, congratulations, well done.
Andreen Hutchinson.
Congratulations, Andre, well done.
Mike Hilton.
Congratulations, Mr. Hilton, well done.
Jodian Kelly.
Congratulations, Ms. Kelly.
Safia Kelly. Natalia Kitchen with first class honors.
Natasha, congratulations, very well.
Damian Lawrence with first class honors.
Damien, congratulations.
Rochelle Lee with first class honors. Damian Levy. Leodis Logan. Robert Lord.
Congratulations, well done. Congratulations, well done.
Kirida Lowe. Chevelle Maitland.
Congratulations, well done.
Najee Malcolm.
Congratulations, Najee, well done.
Joanna Marzuka with first class honors.
Congratulations, Joanna, well done.
Stephen McCreath with first class honors.
Congratulations, Stephen, well done.
Crystal McKenzie with first class honors.
Congratulations, Crystal, so well done.
Juan Meredith. Najabi Miller. Zane Miller from the Caville campus. Sharika Moulton. Derinka Munyans with first class honors from the Caville campus. Indira Patmore with first class honors. Vanessa Pinnock with first class honors. Amanda Quest with first class honors. Brandon Ramsey.
Very well done.
Elena Reed with first class honors.
Congratulations, Elena, really well done.
Kamenia Roberts with first class honors. Kiri Roop Singh.
Congratulations, Kamina, well done.
Tonian Royal. From the Caville campus, Corvia Samuels.
Congratulations, Miss Royal, well done. Congratulations, well done.
Rachel Skyers. Shamona Smith with first class honors. Sharika Taylor. Zoe Thomas with first class honors. Christina Thompson.
Congratulations.
Nalda Thompson. Diana Toussaint with first class honors.
Congratulations. Well done. Congratulations, well done.
O'Shane Vassiana with first class honors.
Shane, congratulations, well done.
Chantel Walters. Alana Wanlis.
Samuel, congratulations, well done.
Adriel Williams. Dwight Williams with first class honors.
Congratulations, well done.
Philip Yap.
Congratulations, well done.
Marshawn Young.
Philip, congratulations. Well done. Marshawn, congratulations.
Abigail Simpson with first-class honors.
Congratulations, Abigail. Well done.
Zuri Johnson.
Congratulations, Rui. Well done.
Courtney Dixon with first-class honors. Sarah Elizabeth Dixon.
Congratulations. Well done.
Alexandra LaBeach. Carleen McFarlane with first-class honors. Rachel Kitson. Simone Gardner.
Congratulations. Well done. Congratulations.
Janor Simpson. Janelle Hart.
Congratulations, Mr. Simpson.
And from the Cavell campus, Agagia Brissett.
Congratulations. Well done.
From the St. Augustine campus, Sasha Lloyd.
Congratulations, Archer. Well done.
Sir, my colleagues and I ask you to receive as graduate members of our society these persons present who, having fulfilled the requirements of the university, have been admitted to bachelor's degrees or associate of science or have been awarded their diplomas of this university.
By the authority vested in me, I receive these persons whose names are about to be called and those who are unable to attend as graduate members of our society and as holders of diplomas of this university.
Sir, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Social Sciences, I present Samu Abankowa. Akil Andrews with first-class honors.
Congratulations.
Simone Alexander. Tara Gale Allen.
Congratulations, Ms. Alexander. Congratulations.
Janelle Archer.
Ms. Archer, congratulations.
Chantel Anderson.
Congratulations.
With first-class honors. Moya Anderson.
Congratulations, Ms. Anderson. Well done.
Anik Ashman.
Congratulations, Ms. Ashton.
Nelissa Asfal.
Congratulations.
Rochelle Banton.
Congratulations, Rochelle. Well done.
Everton Barrett. Ched Beckford with first-class honors.
Congratulations.
Jody Ann Beckford.
Congratulations. Well done.
Shanice Benjamin. Bernard Bennett. Miranda Bennett. Michael Bernard.
Michael, congratulations. Well done.
Sabrina Bernard.
Sabrina, congratulations.
Kieran Best with first class honors.
Congratulations.
Janelle Bissick.
Congratulations. Well done.
Joshua Black. Donique Blake.
Well done. Monique, congratulations.
Janelle Bola.
Jaleel, congratulations. Well done.
Kadisha Box with first class honors.
Congratulations, Kadisha. Well done.
Chanel Brissett with first class honors.
Congratulations, Chanel. Well done.
Chanel Britton.
Congratulations, Chanel. Well
Alexi Brown. Jamar Brown. Katrina Brown. Lastar Brown. Melissa Brown. Monique Brown. Nastasia Brown. Orlando Brown. O'Shane Brown. Shalaya Brown. Tovia Brown. Vanessa Brown. Casey-Ann Brown with first class honors. Raquel Bryan. Shanika Bryan. Gladstone Burke. Azuri Campbell. Christopher Campbell. Neil Campbell. Ron Campbell. Shanika Campbell. Trudianne Campbell. Marika Chang. Anna K. Chambers. Latalavia Charles with first class honors. Latalia, I'm sorry. Christy Chin. Jade Claire. Chanta Collins. Shantella Cook. Ashley Cork. Anita Cox. Chadwick Cranston. Shirley Curry. Satanya Curry with first class honors. Caleb Daguilar with first class honors. Vanessa Crooks. Sharika Crossman. Angela Davis. Leanne Davis. Lorenzo Davis. Ash Monique Dawkins. Tashni Debel. Shauna K. Dimitris. Matthew Denny Foster. Mark Dillon. Rohan Dillon. Alicia Distant. Chandra Dixon. Edna Downer. Crystal Dudhi. Sharifa Duhaney. Ashley Dunkley. Tiffany Dunkley. Nicola Ebanks. Rajeen Ebanks. Tashana Ebanks. Chantel Edgar. Jordan Edwards. Nicole Edwards with first class honors. Sania Edwards. Aisha Elliott. Shakira Ellis. Shana K. Ellis. Kavoy Farquharson. Simone Fenton. Simone Forrester. Deandra Francis. Darian Francis with first class honors. Sanjay Francis. Chanel Francis. Tiona Francis. Maya Fraser with first class honors. Shamil Fuller. Rochelle Fife. Stephen Gardner. Derica Gardner with first class honors. Jonathan Gentles. Julianne Gordon. Nika Gordon with first class honors. Safia Gordon. Shanique Gordon. Mario Goldburn with first class honors. Hilario Graham. Carol Grant. Antoinette Forbes. Rico Gale Grant. Rico Gay Grant. Candice Greene. Marissa Greene with first class honors. Matthew Greene. Tashini Griffiths. Esther Grizzle. Patrine Harris. Rashane Harris. Chantel Harris. Fiona Hannam. Shavoy Harris. Kevin Hector. Asanya Henry. Makita Henry. Raheem Henry. Shanice Henry. Isaac Henry. Rochelle Hewitt. Adeline Howell. Ayanya Hammer. Lendicia Harden. Melissa Hutchinson. Nayoka Harris. Shanique Hutchinson. Tasha Gay Higgins. Trissel Hilton. Wesley Hilton. Diana Hyman. Doris Ebe. Cash Monique Jackson. Yannick Jackson. Rachel Jadu. Camille James. Jodianne James. Devazia Jarrett. Brittany Johnson. Claudine Johnson. Trevor Johnson. Nicolesia Jordan. Shaqueen Jory. Sharice Carr. Trevine Ling with first class honors. Lanika Llewellyn. Leanne James. Brittany Love. Tashika Mayer with first-class honors. Janika Malcolm. Chantel Malcolm. Dandra Martin. Sheann MacDonald with first-class honors. Sharika McFarlane. Yvonne MacDonald. Carl McGrath. Vanessa McLaughlin. Joy McLean. Tony Mendez. Siobhan Miller. Shanil Moncrief with first-class honors. Latalia Charles with first-class honors. Shade Montgomery. Kelly Ann Montague. Jody Morgan. Leanne Morgan. Tashana Morgan. Glenice Montague. Chanel Morgan. Akeem Morris. Monique Morris. Roberta Roll. Paula K. Murphy. Whitney Murray. Christina Neal. Ashley Nesbitt. Tikashe Nelson. Abigail Newland. Janelle Newton. Alex Ogilvy. J. Ann Noble. Trudian O'Malley. Jadisha Osborne. Alicia Palmer. Shanika Palmer. Sorry. Shanice Palmer with first class honors. And you all know this one, Hanshel Parchment. Shanika Parks. Jonos Parkinson. Kellyanne Perrin. Tashana Phillips with first class honors. Onika Pilarchi. Nico Ploche. Christina Plunkett. Bruce Lee Powell. Kadian Price. Carrie-Ann Purcell with first class honors. Kyle Purcell. Judith Coelho. Ashley Randall. Patrina Parilon MacArthur with first class honors. Vanessa Ramsey. Joel Rattry. Jonique Reed. Paul Reed. Ricardo Reed. Kelsey Reynolds. Matthew Reynolds. Simone Rohn. Ryan Richards. Joel Richards. LaDonna Richards. Zanik Richards with first class honors. Sharice Riley. DeAndrea Robinson. Michelle Robinson Lewis. Stetson Rodney. Siobhan Rogers. Janelle Ruth. Delano Rose. Rojane Rose. Rebecca Robinson. Sashina Rowe. Jonathan Sale. Dwayne Salmon. Sarah Salmon. David Samuels. Baswani Samuels. Shiname Sancroft. Khadija Sattrell. Tavoy Samuels. Tanya Schaff. Danielle Scott. Sonelia Shepherd. Calvin Silvera. Peter George Simon with first-class honors. Shanique Perry. Christoph Simpson. Steve L. Simpson. Deandra Small. Travis Smichael. Khalid Smith. Sandrine Smith. Sean Smith. Tracy Ann Smith. Donna Spencer. Andreen Stevenson. Clovia Stewart. Delia Stewart. Gillian St. Marie. Walisa Sylvester. Adjourney Taylor. Arime Thomas. Carlton Thomas, a.k.a. Prento, with first-class honors. Okay, audience would have to be quiet, please. Lorianne Thomas. Shanice Thomas with first-class honors. Cheyenne Thompson. Tajdis Thompson. Tovai Thompson. Just Tavoy, I'm sorry. Gail Thorpe. Johan Townsend with first-class honors. Dutlin Tuit Kernan. Olivia Turner. Santresha Bassiana. Jovan Van Riel. Shamona Walcott. Everika Walker. Xavier Walker. Kamali Wallace. Shamoy Wallace. Ayika Walters. Jodianne Watson. Tadri Welch with first-class honors. Charnel White with first-class honors. Tasmarie Whitelock. Ulissa White. Rayon Wickham. Clayton Williams with first-class honors. Faithia Williams. Jodianne Williams. Jordan Williams. Kean Williams. Tony Shea Williams. Samoya Williams. Brittany Wright. Crystal Wright. Shanice Wright. Shari Wynn. Abigail Yee. Dayon Young. Sir, from the open campus, I present Keisha Fletcher with first-class honors. Julaine Stedman with first-class honors. Rayon Waters. Sir, for the Associate of Science degree, I present Timothy Douglas from the open campus.
I now call on the class valedictorian, Mr. Caleb D'Aguilar. In case you don't know him, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology with a minor in Literature, in English with first-class honors.
Yeah, this had to happen. Chancellor, Mr. Robert Bermudez. Vice-Chancellor, Sir Hilary Beckles. Leader of the Opposition, Dr. Peter Phillips. Former Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Portia Simpson Miller. Honorary Graduate, Professor Emeritus Edward Greene. Commissioner of Police, Mr. George Qualo. Members of the academic and senior administrative staff, distinguished alumni, parents, and friends, the class of 2017 Good morning. It is with humility that I stand before you all today as a valedictorian for the UWI class of 2017. Thank you for this great honor. To the UWI, I extend gratitude on behalf of the entire class of 2017, for you have granted us an opportunity to obtain a tertiary education, a privilege, and we are eternally grateful. To our parents and dear relatives, thank you for raising us to be the men and women we now sit before you as. You have succeeded at an almost insurmountable task. And I know we don't always say it, but I promise you, we love you. Now, graduates, I need you to take a moment and simply breathe. For today, now, here in this moment, we aren't worrying about an assignment due tomorrow. Nope. Or whether our lecturers will give us an extension because it was really due last week. Or even how to get our GPA up because of that 1% that separated you from the elusive A. Nope. In this moment, despite everything else, we made it. So law students, social science students, we can recall our lecturers beating into our brains, you are here to read for your degree. These big books with long essays and stories. And so we learned an important rule. Every good piece of writing has a beginning, middle, and end. It's filled with highs and lows, hopefully with a happy ending. Spoiler alert, yeah, this one does. In the beginning, we came through the gates of UWI timid, small stepping through our faculties, trying to crack classroom codes. It wasn't until my third week that I realized SSLT meant social sciences lecture theater. Yeah. Whilst adjusting to this monster called university that our teachers in high school scared us into believing was so frightening, we had to stay afloat in this swim or sink environment. First week and we had assignments, wait. Whatever happened to the introductions where you use the first letter of your name to describe yourself? Nope, not at UWI. And who needs a 5K when you literally go on a cross-country hike from Student Union all the way to SOSI, or even further, law? But hey, a few chapters in, we adjusted. We knew that if an assignment was due on Friday, it would be done the morning off because it was Thursday and that couldn't miss we. We knew that although the library would be a ghost town throughout the semester, once exam time hit, it would have packed like country bus. It was as if we believed the library possessed some mystical powers, because if you never studied from night till master sunrise a morning, you were bound to fail. And at some point around 1 a.m., you all had that one friend that said, stall run? And the whole gang pack up gone to Maria Narda's for your corn dog and cran water. Or for others, an akipati. And all of us, commuting and hall residents, knew that we would have to spend a day and a half in the line at SAS to pay our school fees. For exam time coming, and there was nothing scarier than barcodes, IDs, and red lights. And yes, we knew that although an exam starts at 9, that's when you cram in the last bit of notes and then dash across hall to the tent. And when you get to the tent, find out that your exam is really at the hall. So after a few years of doing this over and over again, and we think we're in the clear, we call UWI only to hear, I'm sorry, you have insufficient credits to graduate this year. Or even worse, to go to the office to ask for a credit check only to be diverted to the handbook. But as impossible as this may seem, we are finally able to close this chapter. Big up yourself. Graduates, let me remind you though that writing is rewriting. A story, a chapter, a book is never finished, for we all have the opportunity to dream a better dream and rewrite our own narratives. High school may have plagued you with anxieties and self-doubts, which you may have brought with you here. However, through our years on this campus, being supported by our lecturers and friends, we are now confident, proud, and self-assured pelicans. We are here, gowned and grown, better versions of ourselves than we were 3 years ago. This university has allowed that to happen. From classroom to hall of residence, theater to football field, guild meeting to gazebo line, we layered ourselves here, now armored with talents to create something so breathtaking, our light shines with promise of a better tomorrow. But I urge you to tread with humility. Take the knowledge and the edification you received from this institution and utilize it to be the best you there is in whatever field you venture out into. And remember that your degree does not determine your destiny. Within this saturated job market, this class of 2017 has to be remembered as the ones who went against the grain and crafted their own lanes to success. Take notes from our lecturers who lead charges against social violence, male marginalization, and homelessness amongst youth, who tackle trade laws to lower the impact of non-communicable diseases in our region, who create algorithms that are used to develop CARICOM's single ICT space. You may also want to emulate your parents. I do. My father, who pioneered his own business that is still thriving 30 years later, and my mother, who flew all the way here from London to hear this speech. Thank you both for showing me how to live with a body full of perseverance and resilience, and a heart with only love to match. But the thing is, I know my mother would have preferred me to do a degree in dentistry because she believed it would have guaranteed me a job. But no, I decided to do an unpopular anthropology degree with an out-of-faculty minor in literature whilst developing a passion for film, a simple passion that has now blossomed into tangible work. Moving forward, graduates, you will not know the plot twist that will ensue, and things may seem muddled, but trudge on. Continue writing and rewriting your own narratives. See the beauty in ink stains, jagged lines, torn pages, cross-outs, and do-overs, because adversity is the truest teacher. There's nothing memorable about a clean and perfect page. Graduates, in closing, whilst creating your own unique identities and destinies, I charge you to remember UWI's call for regional integration as a means to promote regional growth. As offspring of the Caribbean sun, we must stand rooted in our national pride whilst embracing the beauty of our Caribbean identity. We cannot dominate the world stage if we do not believe in the power of our own region. Prioritize the Caribbean kinfolk that sit beside you. Prioritize the Caribbean kinfolk that sit beside you, rallying together as our future's trailblazers. Let us dream our islands as large as continents, ourselves grander in His grandeur. We are larger than our lot. And remember, you are the master of your own pen. Let your life be the greatest story ever told. Thank you.
Sir, I now call on Professor Dale Weber, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Graduate Studies and Research, to present to you members of our society for the award of higher degrees.
Sir, I present to you these members of our society who, having fulfilled the requirements of this university, have been awarded postgraduate diplomas or have been admitted to master's degrees, and beg that you recognize their advancement in our society.
By the authority vested in me, I confer on these persons whose names are about to be called, and those who are unable to attend, postgraduate diplomas and master's degrees of the university, and recognize their advancement in our society.
Sir, for the Master of Science, Applied Psychology, I present Tanisha Richards. Sir, for the Master of Science, Clinical Psychology, I present Shakay House. Sir, for the Master of Science, Developmental Studies, I present Shannon Guthrie.
Congratulations, well done.
Heidi K. Williams.
Congratulations, well done.
Sir, for the Master of Science, Economics, I present Nicole Mortley. Aaron Ramsey.
Congratulations, well done.
For the Master of Science, Government, I present Bertram Anderson.
Congratulations, well done.
Mariam Benjamin Brown.
Congratulations, well done.
Fiona Danvers.
Congratulations, well done.
Mark Davis.
Congratulations, Ms. Davis, well done.
Tashai Facey.
Ms. Basic, congratulations.
Jason Greene.
Mr. Greene, congratulations, well done. Thank you, sir.
Jamaro Marville.
Congratulations, well done.
Emmanuel Kwashe with distinction.
Congratulations, Emmanuel, well done.
Carlton Saunders.
Carlton, congratulations, well done.
For the Master of Science, Human Resource Development, I present Michelle Berry Mason.
Congratulations, Michelle, well done.
Latoya Brown with distinction.
Congratulations, Latoya, well done.
Donette Carter.
Congratulations, well done.
Sasha Gay Chambers.
Congratulations.
Tatiana Clark with distinction. Selena Gray with distinction.
Selena, congratulations, well done.
Deandra Lawson with distinction.
Congratulations, Ms. Wilson, well done.
Joanne Levy with distinction.
Congratulations,
Leroy Orr. Marsha Ricketts. Sir, for the Master of Science, International Public and Development Management, I present Andreen Constantine. Gary McLean with distinction. Shanique Morrison. Stephanie Wellington. Sir, for the Master of Science, Politics and International Cooperation, I present Sheridan Ball. Jordan Black. Stephanie Sewell with distinction. Sir, for the Master of Social Work, I present Sharon Coburn. Melissa Hedge Smith with distinction. Maxine Wallace Sutton. Sir, for the Master of Science Sociology, I present Tanisha Stoney. From the Open Campus, for the Master of Science Instructional Design and Technology, I present Othniel Blackwood with distinction. Garth Williams with distinction. From the Open Campus, for the Master of Science Management Studies, I present Natricia Goodwin Brown with distinction. Damien McHugh with distinction. Yasmin Wheatle Smith with distinction. Sir, I present to you these members of our society who, having fulfilled the requirements of this university, have been admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and beg that you recognize their advancement in our society.
By the authority vested in me, I confer on these persons whose names are about to be called, and those who are unable to attend, the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of this university, and recognize their advancement in our society.
From the Mona campus, sir, for the Doctor of Philosophy in Government, I present Philippa Campbell Francis.
I recognize your advancement in our society. Congratulations.
Sir, for the Doctor of Philosophy in Government, I present Gavin Daly.
I recognize your advancement in our society. Congratulations.
Sir, for the Doctor of Philosophy in Government, I present Floyd Morris.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Sir, for the Doctor of Philosophy in Sustainable Development, I present Cavell Francis Riney.
I recognize your advancement in our society. Congratulations.
Sir, for the Doctor of Philosophy in Sustainable Development, with high commendation, I present Kevin Blake.
I recognize your advancement in our society. Congratulations. I now call on the President of the UWI Alumni Association, Jamaica Chapter, Ms. Cecile Clayton, to lead the graduating class in reciting the Alumni Pledge.
Class of 2017, please turn to your programs on page 73. And we'll all stand and repeat with me the UWI pledge. All right, we'll begin. As a graduate of the University of the West Indies, I commit myself to uphold the ideals and goals of my alma mater. My conduct and voice shall reflect the commitment to excellence of a light rising from the West as I fulfill my social and professional responsibilities and serve my community and region. I will strive to ensure the UWI's place as a Caribbean icon, the catalyst for Caribbean development and leadership. It is a legacy that I will proudly help build for future generations. The UWI, first in our hearts and first in our region. Congratulations, class of 2017. And thank you for showing your Pelican pride.
The university singers will now lead the company in singing the university song, which is on page 74 of the program.
From Caribbean islands, Guyana and Belize was born University of the West Indies, proud symbol of our oneness, our strength in unity. With vision clear, you came along to shape our destiny, to follow after knowledge, the truth to seek and find, to teach us love and justice, to liberate the mind. Today we see you rising, a light out of the west, that binds the feet of all who seek the noblest and the best. There is a light that is rising from out of the west, and proud bearers of the light are we. So we follow those whose work has brought glory to your name, make it a better world for you and for me. Now from your noble portals your sons and daughters go, to face a world of challenges, to conquer every foe. We work and play together, and as time marches on, we never forget the lesson that the whole are we are one. UWI, we praise you, we lift our voice in song. We let our steel pans roll out and steel pans ping ping pong. You have shown your life so that we might truly say, to you we owe our gratitude, a debt we can't repay. There is a light that is rising from out of the west, and proud bearers of the light are we. So we follow those whose work has brought glory to your name, make it a better world for you and for me. This is our University of the West Indies.
Class of 2017, you will all be familiar with the saying, if you want to travel fast, you travel alone. If you want to travel far, you travel together. Well, you all have traveled far today, and I know you did not travel alone. And your parents, your friends, your supporters are here today. I'd like you to turn, face them, and give them an enormous round of applause as I thank you for the support, the encouragement, This now brings to a close the public ceremony by which the University of the West Indies has signalized the award of degrees and diplomas to its graduates. The company will now disperse, but not before permitting me to escort our guests and allowing the procession to leave. Could you please stand? Thank you.